Welcome to my laboratory. You see before you my 3 distributors. I'm trying to do a recurve for my slant 6. And if you don't know what that means, then I would ask you to just be patient with me, because this probably video isn't meant for you. Now, for those of you who do know what that means, here's my puzzle. You ready? I've been running this distributor. You can see it's pretty well gouged up in the bottom. This shaft has been in there, and it appears that some kind of a shim or spacer from under here has disintegrated, deteriorated, or otherwise disappeared, and the bottom surfaces have been dragging inside. It appears to have been sticking a little bit, so my truck was skipping. That's been in there for quite a while. It had... Where is it? Where is it? Come on, come on. I'm trying to do this quick. Can you see it? An R11.5 governor on it. No markings on the bottom. And it has a non-adjustable vacuum pod. Where are we? I'm still getting used to this camera. Which is marked with a 12 down in here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's stamped into there, not just a written on, or I mean it's scratched into there. It's not a stamp. That's the one I'm taking out. I bought this one last summer on the road trip from hell in Elk City, Oklahoma. This was rebuilt, and I got it through Cragen, or O'Reilly as it's known out there. This is a fine device for the most part. It didn't solve my problem, and in continuing to throw parts at it, I ended up working with the original one to finish my road trip. Now what I find is that it appears the bell here and the bell there are different on the inside, and the taper down here is wider than on the other one, and that's quite apparent by the size of these 2 flywheel mounting plates. This one will not work feasibly in the old housing. Since this is the one that had the 11.5, and I could possibly make that work with the distributor recurve without having to modify the governor, I was hoping to maybe use this setup. But the springs here seem to be smaller, and I don't know if it's a different version of a distributor or not. I could probably put the 11.5 on here. This one came with one that has no markings on the top, and on the bottom it says 13L. Is that apparent? 13L. What's the L? All the paperwork I've read mentioned the R. Is this an Australian version? This one has an adjustable vacuum pod, but there's no markings for this one on inside or anywhere. Only what appears to be a serial number right there. I don't know if that's a serial number. It looks like it might be, until somebody punched a hole in the middle of it. Now, to add to the confusion, I have a 3rd distributor. I got this one years ago in a junkyard. It had the single pickup electronic system from the factory. I'm not planning on using this because I don't have any other factory items. This has the larger flywheel mounting point, like the rebuilt one does. The rebuilt one, when I took it apart, looked like they had this kind of buggered up the pinholes for the drive gear. Looks like they started drilling here, broke the drill bit in it, abandoned that plan, turned it 90 degrees, and went through. And didn't do such a straight job. But it did work for the little time that I had it without destroying anything. This one has a nice clean hole I can work with. So other than I think these are interchangeable. So I'm probably going to use the one from the EI unit. The EI unit also has an adjustable vacuum pod. This one's marked 8.5, but this arm is different from the rebuilt unit. I can't use the point plate from the rebuilt unit. I could put this on the point, this one in on the point plate from the original unit, but I don't know what this one's rated as. So I'm a little stumbled there. The point plates, I want to put my Pertronics back on it. This one is from the rebuilt unit in Oklahoma. This one's from the EI unit. And you can see between this hole and this hole, those are the two that the appropriate vacuum pod's mounted into. So they're not interchangeable. I might be able to make this one work on that hole, but the mounting holes here for my Pertronics unit are not twins. Is this part removable from the main plate? Is that a possibility? Maybe? If I pull this spring off, I can replace just this with this one, so I could actually use the 8.5. So many adjustability questions. Somebody send me down the right road. Okay, please?